Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Leara. Pixel Riffs is not in the office for a couple weeks, and I already miss him. Still, show must go on, and what a show it is. We've got great Fisherman, Giga-based destructions, live-action mumbo-jumbo, Rendog. We got Rendog. Look at him go. And of course, we got you, who have been a wonderful audience for our silly show. But we don't have Pixel Riffs, I miss him dearly. If you see him, tell him to come back, and without further ado, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Zombie vs. M trial, if only because the consequences are absolutely hilarious. As we've covered before, Zombie Cleo is suing Doc M at the short court for intentionally unaliving their pig in front of them to convince them to stop stealing the diamond ore they weren't stealing in the first place.
We're not at loggerheads right now, because I thought we'd buried the hatchet. Sometimes I wind Doc up, because it's funny.
Sometimes you wind them up, okay.
Though this week, Zombie Cleo provides their own, well-filmed perspective of the trial, Skizzleman also includes the extra testimony he gathered from Rendog, who did not actually see Doc disintegrate the pig, as if we don't have the whole thing on video.
And you did not see that pig get struck down by his hand.
I can honestly say that I did not see my husband murder a pig. Which I'd like to say is the weirdest thing that I've ever said in my life, but yeah.
That might be the weirdest thing anybody's ever said.
Now, Ren's opinion on the matter is not really admissible in court, lest we forget that Doc and Ren are married in game. Despite the fact that according to his own lawyer, Joe Hills, in at least one sense, Doc M is a flippin' child.
I gotta tell you, that was way better than anything Skiz said. If you're thinking about paying him, maybe don't.
Needless to say, Joe has brought a very unique perspective to this trial. But you too can bring yours thanks to Joe Hills uploading his recording of the events as a 360-degree video where you can turn your phone around and get a good look around the courtroom. It's very convenient if you wish to turn around and get a live reaction out of Ijevin, or roleplay as an active observer and stare at the ceiling the entire time. Though personally I have better things to do than play Joe Hills as cameraman. Luckily, Doc has uploaded his view from the gallows in time for the last week's recap. Meaning that this time around we get to see his rehabilitation kick off at the Sky Shulker box Cleo prepared for it.
You know it's my birthday this week too, right?
I'll bring you a cake. Oh, look,
That's what I get from my birthday from my friends. They banish me to the sky.
By the sentencing of high, regular height judge beat-ups, Doc will now spend his time in a sky over Hermitcraft using only the items in that shulker box. Mercifully, along with a book mocking him, Cleo has left him enough materials to really kick off a skyblock let's play. There's even a dripstone to duplicate lava and such. Being a technical Minecrafter, Doc immediately gets tunnel vision on building a TNT duper powered cobblestone generator by the end of the video. But unfortunately has a few items missing, and has to barter with the visiting friends, of which there's many.
Oh, you're looking great, man.
We care about you, Doc.
Yeah, you do?
We do care about
Brought
you.
me some gifts.
Yeah,
There's some spruce.
Oh.
Don't give him stuff. Don't give him stuff. He's
Nice.
banished.
Though it is very funny to see him get more collabs from his friends as soon as he was put in jail. Also a couple times he bends the rules a little to water pillar down and pick up a couple things without touching the ground. But still, what concerns the birthday boy the most is which one of them has been poaching the diamond ore from his redstone contraptions. Because now that Doc's serving his time, the culprit left a sign threatening to get into Doc's main base swamp.
No, what is... No!
Yes!
Look at this, what they're doing to me!
His fears are valid, but I struggle to relate since at this point I'm convinced it was actually Doc himself who went back in time and stole his own diamonds. Now Ren can't enjoy his newly widowed life either, but it's primarily because any Minecrafter dealing with villagers is cursed with the Pharaoh's curse of having to deal with the villagers.
And just as my anger for them reached maximum capacity, they've started ping-ponging each other across this little bit of rail track, which has amused me, made me laugh, and now I like villagers again.
Sure, the pumpkin farm is firing at all cylinders and the melon crafter got fixed, but the farmer villagers Rendok wanted to trade those two drive him up the wall something fierce. He in turn drives them down a basement, where he prepared the holding cells. It is ultimately very funny, if cruel, to hear the exhaustion in his voice increase as the runtime of the video does.
But yes, very happy with the pumpkin and melon farm. It is working. Next step, we're just going to embrace the chaos. We shall allow the villagers to go wherever they want via the rail system, and then we'll sort the mess out afterwards.
It's been 84 years.
The trick is that the melon and pumpkin trades are actually pretty far on the farmer-villager upgrade line, meaning that Ren had to grab quite a few of vintage Beef's crops to trade up the certificates. A good neighbor, Rendog even leaves a gift at Beef's doorstep as a gratitude for letting him work Beef's fields.
There. So I think it's only right that we send him a bunch of packed mud and, of course, a full beacon and a couple of thank you messages for all the times I plucked your fields, hearty face, Rendog.
This, however, does nothing to help with Beef's flooded basement, and Beef has to poke Impulse for the sponges. Thanks to this generosity, the water is gone, and there's just enough space under the villa for the extra farms and a radon poisoning.
And so is Impulse. Oh, thanks so much for the sponges. Already my life is 100 times easier. Look at that, no water. I think I finally reached the end of the hallway, and now I have to expand this way, and this way, so that I can make a nice, large machine workshop basement thing.
This week, Impulse SV is quite the character, given that he blows up the entire Magic Mountain. Just kidding, he didn't. Just kidding, he did. Unless... Well, here's the thing. Impulse has been tasked by the Mission Possible generator to prank his audience in any way he sees fit. Thankfully, it took shape in a faked segment where he detonates most of the Magic Mountain in single-player copy of the world, and not in him cancelling all the Skizzleman plush pre-orders. And while the unmountaining of Joel's base proved to be greatly exaggerated, the quadruple creeper farm Impulse built for the beat appears to be entirely real. Ironically, this stunt wins him the TNT hat.
Well, that's fitting. What are the chances?
He also notoriously helped Good Times with Scar, Good Times with Score, and a Walker for his bad guy card. Though maybe that too is an elaborate hoax between the two of them. Who knows what's real anymore. In other news that will make you go, dude, what is wrong with you? Capfan135 vastly expanded his labyrinth at the Homedale Institute. So after running the winding path through the deep slate and honeycomb maze, the participants will have to face a trivia door puzzle only to be brought back into more mazes of increasingly cruel kind. Slime block jumping pads lead into an underwater crawl maze. There's something called Lake of Eternal Turmoil, and the whole thing ends in a floating candle parkour over lava or powdered snow. Needless to say, I have never been happier to not be on the Hermitcraft server.
Which we're probably going to light the candles all on fire. I still have to do that but if you do die, you actually have to go back and redo the entirety of the parkour, so...
Miles away, Pearlescent Moon breaks ground on this season's gaming district, once again proving that whatever Cub made is not a game but a torture device. For now, the main entertainment of the place is the nether portal leading there, but it's a really nice looking portal. Pearl has designed it as a small fortress overlooking the surrounding forest, and wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4... Yep! Pearl has built 6 flags.
And hopefully now that this is in, maybe more hermits are going to build some more games over here, and we'll get to go and play some new funky creations that hermits create.
Her credentials in minigames are well recognized, especially now that she put the actual letters onto the flowers for her Minecraft port of Wordle. The custom textures really help think up more words on the spot, meaning more people can be happy with their score at the deduction game, which now that I think about it could be named Spelling Bee, because of the flower theme. Nevertheless, Pearl ain't playing, and is soon seen finishing Aoife's base roof with purple and putting hidden node blocks under Gem's base.
Hey Gem, you got any pickles?
An honorable mention here must go out to Grian, who, while not pranking anyone himself, catches Skizzleman walking through his Mission Possible backlog and decides to coach him on how to make his pranks more destructive. Though most of his time this week is spent working on a botanically accurate custom tree next to his storage shack. Branch spacing and everything.
What was key was allowing each branch to breathe. I'm actually rather proud of this.
Many botans died to bring us this information. Many more died seeing him cram sugarcane into enclosed space with artificial lighting. The planned festivities are interrupted when Green receives a letter of warning from what claims to be the Hermit Permit HQ. The Hermit Permit Hormit Cormit.
Consider it a first notice of concern. Everything I've given at least 5 minutes of my time. That's got to count for something.
This is quite confusing given that Green is the only person in the Hermit Permit HQ. And if there's someone on the server who wants him to finally go do his job, it certainly wouldn't be him. Then again, it is entirely possible that it was future him who went back in time and mailed the letter. This could cut significantly into the grace period Exhumovoid is allowed on his copper shop project, as the storefront is certainly finished, but not at all stocked. Doesn't help that copper blocks are actually 20 of other kinds of blocks, and all with their own oxidization setting. But while the copper golem statues are lining the walls of the copper cathedral, Exhumo develops a whole new level for his automated copper cyanin machine.
And then it breaks. Apparently I missed some pistons over here.
Just 2 TNT dupers and a little elbow grease transform the stairway of piston-pushed copper blocks into a flowing river of blocks you just can't look away from. It's like a printer feeding directly into a paper shredder.
And this is where things get a little bit dull, because my time-lapse footage is just of the blocks being very slowly pushed into the blast chamber over and over again.
So we actually owe you an apology for never mentioning a skyscraper Joel Smallish build. Nope. So we actually owe you an apology for never mentioning a skyscraper What? So we actually owe you an apology for never mentioning a skyscraper Joel Smallish Beans built.
Yay!
Basically, it simply wasn't scraping any sky back then, and it didn't fit into the script for the week, which is why we left it out until the other half is finished. Well, that time is now, and turns out half was not the word for it, as Joel went and tuned the Stubby house into the tallest building on his side of the Magic Mountain. It's an impressive build, surrounded by impressive builds, and the way it's plastered with billboards adds a lot to the ambience of the place. Just don't question why there's a banana on this side, okay? I see now why Mambo Jumbo is a fan.
I've just come over here because I saw your tweet. I'm not sure if you saw it. It was a while ago, but I just wanted to let you know I'm back to making videos now.
And finally, there's Mambo Jumbo, whose segments I've been adding fancy transitions to ever since I saw the ones he does in his videos. I just think it's cute, and I like that he bothered making them, okay? Well, this time, Mumbert Jumbert took his art even further and recorded a live-action ad for his fictional in-game shop Big Ron's, promoting his also live-action shop that sells things I won't tell you about because nobody paid me to. I am, however, obligated to tell you about what Mambo made in-game, because it is pretty amazing. Trying to categorize his accomplishment this season, Mambo has written his redstone inventions down into the in-game books and put them into a machine for future reference. But because this is Mambo, the machine is a number pad vault with a giant 2-digit display on top of it. The book names all have 3 digits in them. But you know who's counting. By entering the number of the invention, you call it back out of the storage to read up on. Meaning that thanks to the marvel of engineering, Mambo has made the most chiseled bookshelf.
And then if I request, say, contraption number 2, and eventually I should get a book in my inventory, which is number 3.
Also, Pearlescent Moon shows up and gets him to play her minigame. And it's really cute to see a budding builder and a budding redstoner being buddies together.
This is so cool. This is so cool. This actually got me a bit inspired.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoXP, my name is LoXP, captions on this video were provided by Layara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.